we're going to talk a little bit more about memory. In a study by Cochran in 1975, participants were shown a list of words and then asked questions varying in depth of processing, such as whether or not the word was in all caps or whether the word would fit into a sentence and make sense. In the questions where the participants had to think a little bit more about the answer of the question, they actually remembered the words a little bit better. Don't forget to grab your test on the way out, and I'll see you guys next class.
Gosh, I can't believe I failed that test. I thought I knew all the information.
Well, how did you study for it?
I just read the chapter and my notes.
Well, we learned that you can't really cram for a test. There's something called distributed practice effect, meaning that you'll learn more if you space out your studying over time. And also, I like to do the practice questions at the end of the chapter. It really helps me. It produces something called desirable difficulties, which means that you'll learn more if the concept is a bit more challenging.
So I just space out the material and make it harder for myself?
Well, not really harder, just you need to actually be thinking about the material when you're trying to learn it. Also, the study that we're learning about in class today, remember it's saying something about levels of processing? It means that if you process the information at a deeper level, then you'll learn more than just processing it at a shallow level.
Well, how do I do that?
Instead of just focusing on the definitions and just rereading the notes, try to relate the concepts to something that you already know.
Those are some good tips. Do you have any other ones?
Well, I use something called mental imagery, which means that you mentally represent objects, ideas, and concepts. I remember that the hippocampus is used in encoding information from the short-term to the long-term memory by imagining a purple hippopotamus walking across campus looking at a book. So that's how I remember that.
Oh, well, I'll have to use those tips for the next time I study for the test.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about memory. In 2011, Healy et al. Found that things that are analyzed more deeply are remembered better. So when you're analyzing for meaning, you often think of other associations, images, and past experience you have that are related to that original thought. You're more likely to remember a stimulus that you analyzed at a deeper level. This also supports the study that we went over last time in class by Craig and Tolding. Does anyone have any questions? All right, we'll see you next time.
Okay, the three-eared man. That, I guess I can incorporate Makayla's mental imagery suggestion. So for that one, I can imagine like a literal man with 3 ears. She also mentioned something about desirable difficulties. So maybe I should do the practice questions in the back of the book. Oh wow, I got an A. I think your study tips really helped.
That's good.